Okay, we have a question here from a student who says that she's a student of applied psychology and she would like to help towards the betterment of this country. What steps should students take to make their surroundings more aware, make the people around them more aware? What can they do?
Yeah, it's. I think students, especially if they're sort of college level students and so on, with a certain level of social awareness and awareness about civic sense and so on. I think there are many things they can do. Many things. And a lot of students are doing it these days because the government is not. I know of student organizations. For instance, there are people who have organized, who organize college students, and a lot of this sometimes is done online, where they decide that, okay, we're going to go to a certain poor locality now, and we're going to work with the locals to clean up the place. We're going to collect plastic bags, we're going to put in the dustbins, whatever, you know. So that sort of thing goes on. Just civic service, social service. Just go out and you know, teach people how to keep their localities clean. So that's just one example. Politically, I think they can go out to deprived areas, poor urban areas. Someone was sitting with me here yesterday, a young man who does medical research, and he has been involved in flood relief, and he's been out in boats near Sakkar and places like this, helping out people who have been flood affected. Now, he had something really surprising to say to me. He said that, you know, we go out to these places and we see things are in a very bad way, but recently he had the chance to go out to Ibrahim Hedri, which is a locality close by, a fishing locality, I think it is. And he said, I was shocked to find that things are even worse there than they are in interior Sindh, where the floods have hit. And this is like, this place is kilometers from some of the best and poshest localities in Karachi. So students should be out there, you know, seeing what they can do, helping these people, I don't know, reading to them, teaching them, maybe teaching their children, taking their weekends off. You know, people have to now, especially because the government is absent, have to now realize that these things won't happen until they do it themselves. So students are, you know, they're people who are idealistic, they're people who are highly motivated, they have energy, they have the time, they can do these things. And at the same time, they should be, I think, very critically also, whenever they interact with the common people, students should talk to them about their political rights, talk to them about the importance of a vote, talk to them about how important the decision to choose their representatives is, and how that decision should not be taken lightly. It should not be sold, even if you're poor, it should not be sold for 400 or 500 rupees. A vote should not be something that people can buy from you, because the vote can change your life and change the destiny of a country. So these are the sort of things that students have to do.
So what is the influence of the US in Pakistani politics, and how can we avoid them making political decisions?
Well, I think there is, let's start by saying that there should not be the influence of any foreign country, America or anyone else, on our policies, on any of our policies. So that should be a basic principle of any government who respects its sovereignty and so on. Unfortunately, it is true that there is a lot of US influence on what happens in Pakistan. This stems, I mean, to try and understand it, it stems from their perception of their national security interests. And that's why they're involved. They feel that their security is threatened by what may or may not be happening inside Pakistan. That having been said, it's the job of any government to be able to discuss with the US, for instance, what these perceived security threats are, what they perceive these threats to be, and then attempt to diffuse those threats in a way that satisfies the US, because as a superpower, you cannot ignore them, you cannot tell them we don't care and we won't do anything. they need to be respected and their concerns need to be addressed. I don't think we should go as far as inviting them in and giving them bases where they basically set up their own operations, as seems to have happened.
Jacobabad has been
yes,
taken over and been deprived for flood relief work.
So that sort of thing should not happen. No self-respecting government would allow any foreign country to come in and set up a base or run its own operations from its territory. Certainly our neighbor would never allow something like this. And so it's sad that we have. But like I said, if Mustaqbal comes to a position of power, certainly we will ask that these installations be removed in a structured, organized manner that does not threaten U.S. interests. We are not, as a government, we don't want Pakistan to be perceived as a threat to anyone's security. So when we ask that these facilities be vacated, for instance, we will ensure that these concerns of threats to their security are addressed in a way that is satisfactory for them. So that's has to do with their involvement and the extent of it. It seems that it's quite a bit, and it shouldn't be. Now the other question is, what was the other question? Can you repeat that for me?
How can you avoid their...
I think a good way to avoid it is actually to have a good government in place. A government that actually controls its territory properly. The problem is that our government has no control over its territory, or over anything really. And we can see this absence of government everywhere. You see it in civil services, in social services, everywhere, healthcare, the education system, everything is collapsing around us, municipal facilities. There, Pakistan is almost like a state without a government. Now, when that happens, if foreign countries perceive that threats are originating from us, they do not see the government as a reliable partner to try and address those threats. So that's it. If you get a good government in power, you can take control of your own territory. You can ensure that threats or that this perception of threat is not right or is not valid. And that's the only way, ultimately, to establish your own sovereignty, is to actually have sovereignty. Our problem is that we don't have sovereignty. If the government is not there, there's no sovereignty. It's just a myth. So anyone can come in and exercise a bit of influence on you, and you give in and you say, okay, come and do it yourself because we can't do it.